Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Can you turn the TV down?
I am doing that right now. Can you hear me better now?
I hear the TV. It's like blaring.
Yeah, hold on. It's the one in the bedroom.
You have both TVs on?
Yeah, I was in both rooms.
But you weren't watching anything, you just need sound?
I was walking on the treadmill for a half hour and I watched TV in there. Then I came back out here and Sadie ate her supper late because she wouldn't eat it earlier. And then I went in and took a shower and then I just sat down here and put some crap on my toenails.
Put some crap on your toenails?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Not literally crap.
Well, I know that.
Some stuff to help my toenails get back to normal.
What do you mean?
Some hold on a second, I'll tell you what it is. Pro Clears. Fungal
What's
shield.
wrong with your...
The only active ingredient clinically proven to cure and prevent fungal infections.
Your toenails are infected?
Yeah, well, no, it clears the fungus I have on my feet that's made them gone yellow. On my toes, on my big toenail.
So they're infected.
Well, whatever it is, fungal infection, whatever you want to call it. They don't look like they're supposed to, so I'm trying to get them back to look so like they're supposed to.
They're yellow?
Yeah, they tear easy.
They're yellow and they tear easy. Ugh.
Yeah, well, just the top of them. Just the top of them is yellow and it tears easy on the one side, on one corner.
Wow.
So I'm fixing it.
Is it working?
I don't know. This is the first time I've used it. I mean, literally the first time I've used it tonight. I just bought it yesterday. I was looking for stuff for it. So I found that. So I was like, cool. Give that a whirl. So, you done work already?
Mm-hmm.
You get done early today, huh?
Yeah.
How's it going?
Good. How's it going with you?
Going good. I mean, how's it going with work?
Yeah, it's going fine.
Good. Sometimes? I mean, you don't have fun sometimes?
No, not all the time.
No. I figured you'd have fun doing just about anything. Yep. So, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Why do you not like answering questions that I ask you?
I do answer your questions.
No, you don't either. Not most of the time you don't. Most of the time you ask me a question, I answer it, and I ask you a question, and you don't answer it. You avoid answering it. Why is that?
I don't think I do that. I think I always answer the question. The only time I don't answer a question is when I'm asking a question and you don't answer me. You try to turn the tables around on me to avoid answering my question, and that's when I don't answer questions. It's because you're trying to change the topic. That's when I don't answer them.
Okay, but if you look back in our text, you'll see last week sometime I had asked you a question and you didn't answer it, but you asked me a question and wanted me to answer the question first before you answered my question.
Oh.
You see? Remember when I kept asking you why you were avoiding my question?
No, what was your question? I don't remember.
I don't remember now. You answered it at the end of the night. You answered it. at the end of our.
Oh, so I did answer the question. Okay.
Yeah, but you made me answer your questions before you ever answered mine. I had to keep asking you over and over and told you I weren't going to give up asking the question. I don't remember what
Well,
the
then maybe next time you should just answer my question, and then we can move on to your question.
Yeah, but I asked you the question first, and then you asked
me. Well, what does that matter?
Oh, well, okay, so if it doesn't matter, then why would it matter to you?
What?
If you ask me a question first, and then I ask you a question after, without answering your question, why
Because
would it
it's
matter?
different. Because you're trying to avoid answering the question.
Wait a minute. How is it different if you're doing the same thing?
Because I'm not avoiding answering your question. I will answer your question after you answer mine. You use it to avoid answering questions.
But I asked you a question first, and you wouldn't answer it until I answered your question.
What was your question?
And even after I answered your question, you still didn't answer my question till way, way later.
Okay.
So I'm wondering why you do that.
Why I did it that one time?
No, you've done it more than once. You avoid my questions. You don't. You go and read through our text, and you see you don't answer my questions. I ask you a question, you don't answer them.
Yeah, well, I just told you why I don't answer your questions. And I don't answer them when you avoid answering mine. Because you don't have questions until I ask you a question. If I ask you something, you try to deflect by getting defensive and asking your own questions.
Hey, well, that's something that we need to talk about too. The reason that I get defensive is because it's a habit with me right now because of all the catfishing crap that I've been through. That's why I get defensive on things.
Yeah, you said that before.
Okay, well, so you should understand it because you were catfished yourself.
Well, I don't understand it because I'm not catfishing you, but you've told me that reason before.
Okay, but when you ask me, there's been some stuff that you've asked me that. Okay, now don't get offensive on this because this is just an example. When you ask me to tell you something about me that's personal that I've never told anybody else. That's what all of them have done to me. They have all wanted to know something personal about me that nobody else has known.
Okay.
So,
you think there's a chance I'm catfishing you then?
No, it's just
well, then why does that matter?
Because it's just a reaction that I have. It's an automatic reaction.
It was your idea. Do you remember how that conversation went? You were talking about how we know things about each other that nobody else knows, and I asked you for an example, and you couldn't give me one.
I can't give examples. I hate giving examples.
Exactly, but you brought it up. You mentioned it.
Yeah, but when you call me on wanting an example for something, I suck at giving examples. I really am terrible at giving examples.
Because you had none.
No,
you should be able to back up what you say.
I probably had some, but I just couldn't think of it at the time, and I felt like I was on the spot and just couldn't gather my thoughts.
How were you on the spot when you were the one who talked about it?
Not expecting.
You got defensive on your own question.
I know. I weren't prepared to answer your question, though. So I couldn't think of an example.
Okay. I mean, it was your question, but all right.
What was the question?
What is something personal that I know about you that nobody else does? That was the question.
Oh, I remember now. And
because
I told
you said I did.
Yeah, because I told you there's a lot of things that you know about me that nobody else knows.
Right, and you couldn't name a single one.
You know about my job. You know things about my
Everybody
job.
knows about your job. It's on your registered sex offender profile.
Nobody knows the places I go. Nobody else has gotten pictures of where I've been.
But that's not something about you.
It's something about my job, something about what I'm doing. It's something
That's
about
not
me.
something about you, though. Just because it's a picture of, like, the road or a tree, that's not something about you.
I know.
If someone's like, oh, tell me about Lauren, I wouldn't be like, oh, well, he takes pictures of trees sometimes. You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying. It's hard for me to think of something that you don't already know because you've gone on the internet and you've...
Well, you're the one who said it. You said I knew things that no one else did. So then why did you say that if you had no, like, examples of something that I know that no one else knows?
I know you know things about me that nobody else does.
Okay.
It's just hard to think of exactly what they are.
Right.
Well, it's true. Oh, let me see. What can I tell you? See, I don't know what I've told them. I don't remember what I've told them. So if I tell you something that I've told them, you'll have to tell me. Here's something I don't think I told anybody. When I was a little kid, we used to go and see my grandmother and grandfather all the time, and I would sit out on the front steps and I'd sing. There's that. Then we'd also, one of my cousins were there, and my brothers too. We'd go out in back of my grandparents' house in the woods, and we'd pretend like we had a meat market, and we'd take rotten wood and pretend like we were selling it. Let me see. Okay, here's something I've never told anybody. In 4th grade, it was the first year that I lived in Cambridge, and went to Cambridge Elementary School in 4th grade. And a girl named Kathy and a girl named Sharon both liked me, and my best friend was a big, tall kid. His name was Jonathan. He was really tall for his age, but he was my best friend at the time. Well, he was jealous because Sharon and Kathy both liked me, and we sat over on the edge of the basketball court, and they both gave me a kiss on the cheek. And Jonathan was mad about it, saying that he was going to tell the teachers, so they both had to give Jonathan a kiss too. So there's something about me that nobody ever knew.